everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. So a look at the starters for the Wizards. The great pair of Wall and Beal are at the guard spots. Nene is out there with Markieff Morris. And it's Porter at the small forward. Morris into the lane. Great D that time from Duncan.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
Well, you know that Kawhi Leonard has an incredible reach with his arms, but even his hands are just massive, measured at 10 inches long and 11 inches wide. Wow.
Shot clock at 5. Beal the pass to Nene. Feeds to Beal.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Well, to give some perspective on Leonard's hand size that Greg was talking about, Clark, those measurements, 11 by 10, are what you typically would find on 7-footers. Well, this kid's 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah, and I'm 6'9", and I'm about 9 by 7, okay?
Huh.
So that just lets you know.
Wow.
The only other hands comparable to that, Dr. J.
Ooh, yes, huge. Now, here is Morris. Releases from 15. Bradley Beal again.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
Duncan with the bucket. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. And Wall kicks to Porter. The tray. And that's a foul called on Bradley Beal. That's his first foul. For San Antonio, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Leonard dishes to Green. Shot clock at 6. Leonard with no one around. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 3 assists now in this one.
And guys, one thing that was obvious to me, last year the Wizards really matured as a team. I mean, they played as if they expected to win instead of a group kind of coming into their own. I thought they just showed a lot more composure and maturity on the court.
Now, here's Parker. Here's Duncan. And Duncan. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Duncan's got 6.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possession.
Wizards ball.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Wizards will retain possession.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Gortat's checked in for Nene. Dudley comes in for Markieff Morris. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for Bradley Beal. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. Garrett Temple is checked in for Washington. To end the run, San Antonio leading by 7. And for Kyle Anderson, he had so many traits, Greg, the Spurs were looking for when they drafted him back in 2014, but he spent pretty much the entire season on the Pine.
Yeah, and you know that Coach Pop makes his guys earn their minutes. You know, he doesn't care if he took you in the first round or if you're an undrafted free agent. He's going to play the guy who helps his team win.
Here's Sessions. Here's Gortat. Second chance effort. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. The Wizards shooting their first free throws of this game.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
And those aren't the kind of numbers they can afford to repeat throughout this season. You know, talking about Kyle Anderson, he's a bit of a polarizing prospect, has a multifaceted skill set. I mean, excellent court vision, outstanding length, doesn't have elite athleticism, absolutely needs to get stronger, but he's got a lot of game.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And it's blocked. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by DL. 27 seconds left in the first quarter. Clock at 2. Dudley.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. Not one second chance bucket for the opposition. They're boxing out on every shot.
And so the first quarter is in the books. It's San Antonio up by 7. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. They're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
Not much room to operate offensively. The defense has been stifling through the first.
Greg, they haven't given up a lot of easy chances at all.
Aldridge out there with Duncan. Then it's Mills. Then there's Martin. And it's Leonard in at the 3, the small forward. That's the San Antonio 5.
That's just run of the mill for him. It's a typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
Well, the Spurs, Greg, great at home last year. That's not surprising to anyone who's paid attention. We expect that they're just so tough at home year in and year out.
And Kevin, how about going 33-8 at home last season? And despite being a 6th seed, only the Hawks and Warriors, the 2 best records in the league, won more games at home. Hard to imagine you could be a 6th seed with that kind of success.
Nene, the screen. All with it. He's picked up by Parker. From deep three-point range. Good D by Parker. Spurs leading by 7. Martin the pass to Aldridge. And that one's good. Parker.
For the Spurs, it was all about being at home. That was a big part of how they went on a run. They won 20 of the last 22 games at home in that stretch, which vaulted them from the bottom of the playoff picture in the West to as high as the 2 seed.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
And the Spurs at home are so great because they just don't miss. I mean, second in field goal percentage at home, shooting 49%. Also second in three-point percentage made at home with over 39%.
Daniel Green, he's checked in for the Spurs.
Even though it went down, I don't think that's the kind of look they should be settling for.
Aldridge kicks to Leonard. Washington with the rebound.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Back to Nene. It's tipped. Oh!
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, I used to love to go up and jam like that.
And that misses everything.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
Duncan can't hit. Wizards trailed by 10.
And we've all seen how dominant Bradley Beal can be. The 3rd overall pick in the 2012 draft. He's already had a solid young career, but still plenty of room to grow.
Leonard dishes to Parker. Over in the corner, Green. And that's a foul called on Bradley Beal. That's foul number 2 for him.
Boy, that's his 2nd foul, and he does not want to pick up number 3 here. That'll mess your game up for sure.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. David West, he's checked in for Duncan. And it's Ginobili in for Leonard. And the Wizards making a change here as well. Gortat's checked in.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
Here's Porter. He hangs. Tipped away.
Wizards foul call.
And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for San Antonio. Mills comes in for Tony Parker.
Assist goes to.
And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Jared Dudley's checked in for Morris. Temple comes in for Porter. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for Bradley Beal. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. The dish to Green. He kicks it to Ginobili. Rebound, Washington.
Not really necessary with nobody on you. I mean, why put yourself off balance on that shot when you're wide open?
Thornton again. Ginobili. Here's Green. It's rebounded by Thornton. Goes up the baseline. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Ginobili, that's for 2. And that's not going to go. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Spurs lead by 9. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, your Spurs.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway. One of the top stories here, Tim Duncan getting it done today.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
I agree. I mean, whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense is giving him and not trying to do too much. Very much playing within himself.
The second half just about to get going here. One of the top stories here, Tim Duncan getting it done today.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough one.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So on the floor for Washington, the talented Wall and Beal team up in the backcourt. Markieff Morris is out there with Nene, and it's Porter in the small forward position.
And for the last 3 seasons, what a talented young backcourt John Wall and Bradley Beal have become. Wall drafted first overall, Beal third in different drafts. A little lottery luck, if you will, and great scouting of these two.
Wizards trail by 10. Morris right side. And stolen by Aldridge. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Lets the 3 fly. Wizards shooting around 29% from the floor. A tough night for them all around on the offensive end. Porter in the corner. It's stolen by Duncan. Here's Leonard. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
The Spurs shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. Well, Clark getting back to Wall and Beal. They really complemented each other perfectly over the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, you look at some of the great backcourts of any age over that time, and Wall and Beal right there with them. And it's good to be so young and talented, that's for sure.
Washington calls timeout.
And listen, San Antonio is an older team, actually the oldest in the league last season. And because of injuries and days off, they didn't get to feel that preferred starting 5 a lot last year.
Leonard brings the double team. Inside. They get a hand on it. From outside the arc. They get the rebound. Duncan kicks to Leonard. Martin for 3. Out to Parker. San Antonio again missing. Takes a shot at the elbow. And again, Washington no good. Spurs only used their preferred lineup less than half the season, but still a strong campaign. 22 games played with the starting lineup of Parker, Green, Leonard, Duncan, and Splitter.
And you know the Spurs will go on to use 23 different starting lineups, Kevin. That would be the 5th most in the NBA.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt. A different look now for San Antonio. West is checked in for Duncan. Anderson comes in for Leonard. And it's Mills in for Parker. And a change for the Wizards. Jared Dudley's checked in for Porter. Diaw, the screen. San Antonio again missing.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one. That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we can see right there why he does.
San Antonio making a switch here. Ginobili's checked in. And then for Washington, Gortat's checked in for Nene. Thornton comes in for Morris. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. Anderson is screen on Thornton. Ginobili kicks to Anderson.
And those are two teammates right there working in rhythm. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
And Kyle Anderson gets the whistle that time.
Kyle Anderson.
That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second personal foul.
Garrett Temple has checked in for Bradley Beal.
Substitution for the Wizards.
Goes up off the inbound. That one's good. The San Antonio lead is cut down now to just 12 on the basket from Gortat.
And you could tell they had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
Plenty of space.
First foul.
And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
First personal foul.
You know, right call. Gave the officials no choice there. I mean, they've got to make that call over that.
Yeah, I mean, he went chest first into the man in front of him. My goodness, I'm not an official, and I could have gotten that one right.
Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Kevin Martin. Well, nobody really knew, Greg, what to make of Washington going into last year's playoffs. They came out strong with a big sweep against a pretty good Raptors team.
Yeah, how about taking them down 4 straight? And it was the first time a team has swept an opponent without home court advantage since 2011. Also was the first sweep for the Wizards in franchise history.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
Green, he's checked in for the Spurs.
In your Spurs.
San Antonio leading by 12. Picked by West. Shot and game clock separated by 5. A nice shot by Aldridge.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
It's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses.
West passes to Green. To the inside. He drilled it right as the clock. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. It's the Spurs leading by 14. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Aldridge out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Duncan in at the 5, home in the paint. That's the San Antonio 5.
LaMarcus
Wall.
That's his first personal foul.
Green with the block.
At the line.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for San Antonio.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
And, guys, the thing that jumps out at me is their block shots. I mean, they're playing up on the shooters tightly, and then they're sending them packing. I mean, putting those shots in reverse, all in a clear, good day's work.
Ball's knocked loose.
John Wall.
Nene dishes the Wall.
Nene.
Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
Leonard kicks to Green. Back to Leonard. The Spurs working the ball around now. 4 on the shot clock. Aldridge, no luck. Wizards trailed by 10. Here's Porter. From the corner. Spurs shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, Randy Whitman had some words for his team over the break. He didn't exactly take it easy on them, saying, how much do you want it? Don't tell me, show me out there. We have to play better. We have to play harder if we're going to come back. Guys?
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Nene into the lane. And he jams it with authority.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. And Nene, a guy with an incredibly strong start to his career in Denver, the first Brazilian to ever be selected in the first round. Voted, as you may recall, to the NBA All-Rookie team.
Yeah, he came into the league just a tremendously raw talent. Really developed faster than a lot of people expected, but what has been the case for him is the injury bug. I mean, the knee, the foot, shoulder, Achilles, you name it, he's had it, and it's hindered his career somewhat.
And cancer. He's beaten cancer.
That's a very good point.
Now Parker. Leonard on the wing. And the basket to Green. The jump shot from the baseline is right on target. Green's got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, you know, going back to Nene, in 14 years, he's been able to suit up for roughly 65% of the games. That's tough on the team's continuity on both ends of the floor. Injuries have been a part of that, though, and oftentimes those are beyond the player's control.
And the wide open shot from Green. Knocks down the three ball. Green's got 11 in the second half.
And they're going to have a hard time climbing back into this game if they continue to defend like that. And you know, guys, the thing with Nene, he helps you in so many ways when he's in there. He's hard to back down in the post. He eats up space. Tough to get around on picks. He has the toughness that champions are made of.
And the Spurs making a change here. Mills is checked in. Morris a screen. To the paint. Here's Wall. And another miss by Washington.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Spurs.
Great, generous ball movement tonight. A thing of beauty.
Yeah, a remarkable team effort, Kevin. Everybody got involved, and that paid dividends.
And as we've come to expect, another big game tonight and an impressive exhibit for Kawhi Leonard. He was really important under the basket, making the plays down low and getting position to pull in rebounds.
Even against solid defense, he's still going to try to continue to make that shot.
And I wouldn't bet against him in that situation the next time out.
And Mills kicks to Diaw. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. The three-pointer off the mark. And the Wizards with possession. Trailing by 17.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Two on none. No one back to stop this. Here's Wall. Finished off the break.
And this run not really doing them any good at this point, as late as it's starting to evolve.
Yeah, but kudos to him, Greg. I mean, the fight they're showing now, you got to give them credit for that. Would have been really easy to pack it in.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
They certainly put on a good show here at home, and I think they felt they had the edge and that extra little bit of confidence.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.